For number 30, which of the following are equal to cosine 125 degrees? Write yes or no for each. Realize this cosine 125 degrees. 125 degrees is the second quadrant angle, therefore cosine 125 is less than 0. One can also use the sum, actually the difference identity, to write that cosine 125 degrees is equal to negative cosine 55 degrees, as 55 degrees angle is the reference angle. So for part A, they ask you to find whether cosine of 145 is the same as cosine 125 degrees. The answer is no, because the reference angle for 145 degrees is 35 degrees. The two trig ratios do not have the same reference angle, therefore it's not equal. Therefore, cosine 145 degrees is not equal to cosine 125 degrees. For sine 145 degrees, the answer is no, because 145 degrees, sine of 145 degrees is positive, whereas cosine 125 degrees is negative. For part C, cosine 215 degrees, the answer is no, because 215 degrees can be written as cosine 180 degrees plus 35 degrees, and one would get negative cosine 35 degrees. The reference angle is 35, not 55. For part D, one should use cofunction identity because it's a sine, and the sine 215 is negative. So that gives us a hint that we should not just say no, because sine 215 is negative as well. Cosine 125 is negative. Right? Cosine 90 degrees minus 215 degrees. I realize because cosine negative 125 degrees. Well, cosine function is an even function, so cosine of negative theta is equal to cosine theta. Hence, cosine of negative 125 degrees is the same as cosine 125 degrees. So the answer for D is yes. Answer for J is yes as well, because one can use cofunction identity, write sine 325 degrees as cosine 90 degrees minus 325 degrees, which is cosine of negative 235 degrees, which is the same as cosine 235 degrees. Cosine 235 degrees is negative, similar to cosine 125, which is also negative. What we need to do is to find the reference angle for 235 degrees. The reference angle for this is 55. Therefore, cosine 235 is equal to cosine 125. For part E, cosine 235 degrees is the same as cosine 125. So go back to part J's explanation for part E.